Hey, I'm Blue Tempest, and this is my manga collection. It's been a year now since my last collection video, and since then I've added a ton more manga into my collection, but also there are some things that I had in my collection previously that I got rid of, and also my organization is a bit different as well, so my collection has changed a lot since that last video, so I'm really excited for you guys to be able to see everything. I do have a little over 1,200 volumes of manga in my collection now, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, but I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. I do also want to say, if you do enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel for more manga content, as well as follow me on social media. All of the links to those accounts will be down in the description. But with all of that out of the way, let me actually start showing you guys my collection because I don't want this video to be any longer than it needs to be. All right, so we'll start off the collection tour with my first Billy shelf. If you guys go back to the first video on my channel, this was the only shelf I had at the time, and it wasn't even full or anything. But yeah, it's just crazy to think, you know, how far my collection has come since then. But yeah, starting off up here, we do have some box sets and some hardcovers up at the top. So we have the Assassination Classroom box set and the Bakuman box set up there, as well as the first My Hero Academia box set. So I do keep all of the volumes inside of the boxes due to shelf space. As you guys will see throughout this collection video, I do a lot of double stacking, and I just try to maximize the amount of space that I have in my room to be able to fit my collection. I pretty much have run out of shelf space for the most part, but I have been selling a lot of stuff, and I will continue to do so because there is literally nowhere else that I can fit another shelf in my room at the current moment. But yeah, moving on, we do have the Speed Racer box set. This is a really nice set of manga right here. Very happy to have picked that one up, as well as the Rose of Versailles hardcovers, volumes 1 through 5. We are also going to be getting some more Rose of Versailles content published by Udon in hardcovers this year, which I'm pretty excited about. Next up, we have the Girl from the Other Side, the deluxe editions. These volumes are so beautiful. Honestly, one of the best editions of manga in my collection. And then here, I've kind of turned this into a little bit of a creator shelf, putting some of my favorite mangaka's works, you know, all in one shelf for the most part. So here we have Inyo Asano with, you know, A Girl on the Shore, Nijigahara Holograph up there, Solanin, and then my favorite series of all time, Goodnight Poon Poon. We also do have a Japanese volume 1 of Goodnight Poon Poon. Just had to pick that up when I went to Kinokuniya. I also have Downfall and What a Wonderful World, as well as an up-to-date set on Dead Dead Demons, Destruction. We only have one more volume of that to come out, and then I plan to binge this series. Next up here, we have a little bit of a Rumiko Takahashi section. This is a mangaka that I want to get into more this year. So we do have the first, I believe, 7 volumes of Inuyasha. Yeah. And then we have a volume of Rumik Theater, which is like a short story collection of Rumiko Takahashi works, which is pretty cool. And then we do have some recent additions to the collection, the first 3 volumes of Renee and 2 volumes of Ranma 1/2 omnibuses. And as you guys saw, we do have a Levi Nendroid from Attack on Titan, as well as some little Chainsaw Man Nendroids over here. But moving on, we do have Doro Hidoro, the complete series, volumes 1 through 23. One of my favorite series of all time, highly recommended, as this is just such a fun, wacky, yet super gritty and dark story. Honestly, there's something for everyone in this manga series, so if you like seinen, I would definitely recommend Doro Hidoro. Next up, we have Dai Dark, also from the same mangaka as Doro Hidoro. This one is Kyu Hayashida's current ongoing work, which I am glad to be picking up. And next to that, we have my Fujimoto section with volumes 1 through 11 of Chainsaw Man, which is up to date. We do have his short story collection that recently came out, as well as Look Back and the complete set of Fire Punch. I feel like Hayashida and Fujimoto have very similar styles while at the same time being pretty distinct. So that's why I put them next to each other. So if you're a fan of Fujimoto's style, then I would definitely recommend getting into Q Hayashida. But moving on, we do have my Urasawa section with some Persona Nendroids right there. So we have the complete set of Monster in the Perfect Editions. This is a series that I'm currently reading. As you guys can see, I am on volume 3. And I'm really enjoying it. I cannot wait to continue that one. And then I have the complete set of 20th Century Boys with the final 21st Century Boys volume there. I picked this up during a sale and haven't read it yet, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And judging by my enjoyment of Monster, I definitely think I will really enjoy 20th Century Boys. And then I have Asadora Up to Date volumes 1 through 6. And then moving on down, we do have this little mini shelf here with Pluto, which is the final Urasawa series that I have at the moment. And that is right next to my complete set of Astro Boy. And that transitions perfectly into my Osamu Tezuka section. And yeah, Astro Boy is just one of those series from my childhood. Lots of nostalgia. And you know, I had to put Pluto next to Astro Boy because Pluto is actually a reimagining of an Astro Boy story, which is really cool. Next here, we do have this Tezuka Marvel of Manga book. This is pretty much just like a, history book about Tezuka himself. And it's just a really cool piece to have in my collection. I do have some more Tezuka stuff here in the back, but as you can see, this is a double stacked shelf down here. So I'll show you guys the stuff in the front first, and then I will remove these volumes and show you what's in the back. But right here, we do have the first 4 volumes of Flame of Recca, which I haven't read yet, but this was a recent pickup at a used bookstore. And then we have Zatch Bell volumes 1 through 25. As you can see here, this is probably one of, if not my biggest grail in my collection. Zatch Bell is a series from my childhood that I just hold near and dear to my heart, and I'm so happy that I'm able to own a complete set of what's released of Zatch Bell in English. But right next to it, we do have Animal Land, the complete set. This is from the same mangaka as Zatch Bell, and I've had this in my collection for quite a long time and still haven't gotten around to reading it. But now that I have Zatch Bell, I'm planning on reading all of Zatch Bell and then going into Animal Land. But moving on, right here we do have 2 volumes of Please Save My Earth, which is a shoujo series that is very critically acclaimed that I'm going to try to attempt to collect. That might be pretty difficult, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I moved the volumes from the front, as you can see. So now I can show you guys the rest of my Osamu Tezuka collection. If you guys don't know about Osamu Tezuka, he's pretty much the godfather of manga. Manga wouldn't really be what it is today without Tezuka, and I definitely want to dive into as many of his works as I can. So that's why I have a lot of his series. So first off, we have volumes 1 and 2 of Next World, and then we have Bamba, which is actually a pretty recent release, which is honestly really cool because as you can see here, it has some like uncut pages. I don't know if you guys could tell, but that is just a really unique touch. And then we have the Apollo's Song Omnibus, as well as the first 3 volumes of Blackjack. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ever collect the rest of Blackjack because it's super out of print and expensive in the aftermarket, but hopefully they reprint it at some point. But next up, we have Dororo in the singles, which I am very glad to own, and I got these for a great price. And then I have Phoenix Volume 2 Future. This is the only volume of Phoenix I have. Don't know, again, if I'll ever be able to complete a set of Phoenix because that series is insanely expensive in the aftermarket, but I would love to be able to own that set. Next up, we have some Tezuka manga released by Digital Manga Publishing. So we have Under the Air, which is, I believe, a short story collection. Haven't read it yet, as well as Ludwig B, which is about the life of Beethoven, one of Tezuka's final works that he was not able to complete. And then we have Wonder 3 in this thick, chunky omnibus. And then next up, we have some of my Tezuka hardcovers, which I am very, very glad to be able to own these. So we have Ayako in the hardcover, as well as Message to Adolf, and then MW, which is the first real like Tezuka manga that I read, and really, really good one at that. And then we have the Book of Human Insects, also in the hardcover version. And then moving away from Tezuka, we do have Aria, the Masterpiece editions. These are just absolutely beautiful, and I'm glad I was able to hop on the reprints for these. But moving down here, we do have my Masakazu Katsura section in this little mini shelf area that I created for it. So yeah, not the ideal setup, but you know, it kind of works. So we have Video Girl Ai and Eyes. Eyes is one of my favorite romance manga of all time. And then we have the 3 volumes of Shadow Lady, which completes my English collection for Katsura. And then I have the first volume of Zetman in Spanish. So down here we have some Takehiko Inoue series, such as Slam Dunk. As you can see here, we have that complete, recently completed it, so I cannot wait to actually be able to read this story. And as you can see here, we have Vagabond and Real in the back. I will move these volumes in a bit to show you guys, but right here we do have Nodame Cantabile and Red River. Both of these are series that are kind of out of my comfort zone that I started collecting recently. Really, really enjoyed what I've read of both, so I cannot wait to continue collecting these. All right, so I moved those volumes out of the way so you can see what's behind. And as you can see, we have some volumes of Real. This one is one that I'm just kind of waiting until the rest of the volumes get reprinted before I start reading it. And then we have Vagabond, volumes 1 through 12 in the Vizbig editions. These are some of the best spines in my entire collection. It is kind of sad that I have them covered up, but hopefully once I move and have more shelf space, I'll be able to, you know, display the spines properly. But yeah, next to that, we have Chrono Crusade volumes 1 through 8 complete. This is a series that I recently picked up as well, and I'm planning to read through pretty soon. And then down here at the bottom, we have my Oshimi shelf. Shuzo Oshimi is my favorite mangaka of all time, and I actually recently ranked all of his series from worst to best, so I would definitely recommend checking out that video if you're interested. But here we have Miss Kusakabe and Waltz, which are these like one-shots that Dempa released. And then we have The Flowers of Evil, complete in the singles. Very, very happy that I'm able to own this particular set, because The Flowers of Evil is one of my favorite series of all time. But next to that, we have Blood on the Tracks up to date, volumes 1 through 12. One of the most dark and disturbing series that I've ever read, but it's just so addicting and I can't put it down. Highly, highly recommend you guys go in blind to this one. And removing those volumes, in the back here, we have a complete set of Flowers of Evil, but in the omnibuses. Yeah, is it a little extra that I have the series in 2 different editions? Maybe, but like I said, this is one of my favorite series of all time, so I'm happy to have both versions. And then moving on, we have Devil Ecstasy, Welcome Back Alice, Sweet Poolside, Avant-Garde Yumiko, Shino Can't Say Her Name, and then the complete set of Inside Mari and Happiness, as well as the Femme Fatale art book by Shuzo Oshimi. Definitely a must buy if you're a fan of Oshimi's works. But next to that shelf, we do have this kind of mini shelf thing that I have going here. But we have a random assortment of series on this top little section. So we have Yotsuba volumes 1 through 4, Crimson Shell, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun volume 1, Oshinoko volume 1, The Boxer volume 1. We have Under Ninja, Witch and the Beast, Biomega, and Terraformars, the first volumes of those, as well as The Mermaid Scales and The Town of Sand, which is a recent one-shot that I picked up. Haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited to, because it seems really, really unique. And then next to that, we do have All You Need Is Kill. Moving on down, we do have the first volume of Ajin displayed there, as you can see, with the rest of the series right here. A really, really good seinen thriller series. And then next to that, we have the Fooly Cooly Omnibus. I really only have this because Fooly Cooly is one of my favorite anime series of all time. So I had to pick up the manga as well. And then we have Dead Man Wonderland under that, a series that I have read the first few volumes of and then never actually finished. So I am planning to do so very, very soon. And then down here we have some of my Blu-rays, which I won't really get into, but if you guys would like to see a video of me, talking about these, then let me know down in the comments. But moving on up here, we do have my Togashi shelf with, the complete sets of Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. Can't believe that we're actually gonna get a new volume of Hunter x Hunter later this year. That is insanely exciting for me because Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorite series of all time. It is definitely my favorite shonen series for sure. But yeah, very happy to have a complete set of both of these, with none of them being Italy prints, and they all have, matching logos as well. I'm not usually a stickler for that sort of thing, but with these series in particular, I'm glad that they're all, consistent. But as you can see here, we have a little lamp thing, a hunter's license, and then back there is the data book, I believe, in Japanese for Hunter x Hunter, which I'm glad I have. And then right here we have a Godspeed Killua tray where I put my bookmarks on. So yeah, that is the Togashi shelf, what I like to call the Togashi shelf, because Togashi, he's just a god. But moving on up, we have the Hiroya Oku shelf. This is really, really high up, so I'm sorry if you guys can't get a good view of it, but we do have the Gantz omnibuses 1 through 10. I still need to pick up omnibus 11, and then omnibus 12 will complete my set of Gantz, which is very, very exciting because I absolutely love Gantz. And then next to that, we have the 3 volumes of Gantz G, which is a spin-off to Gantz, and then the complete sets of Gigant and Inuyashiki, also by Hiroya Oku. But moving on to the next shelf, this one's also a Billy. As you can see, I have all of my video games up at the top there, which I won't go into detail, but I do have a video game collection video. A little outdated as I've picked up a lot of stuff since then, but if you're interested, definitely check that out. I may do an update to that at some point. We'll see. But as you guys can see here, we do have a complete set of Battle Royale in these singles. Very happy that I was able to collect the series for such a great price. And then next to that, we have the beautiful Emma hardcover omnibuses by Yen Press. As you can see, I am currently reading this story and I am absolutely loving every second of it. And next to that, we have A Bride Story, which is also by Kaoru Mori. Haven't gotten into this one yet, but I plan to read it after I am finished with reading Emma. As you guys can see, I do have some volumes in the back there, so I will move these to show you guys those. All right, so after moving those, you can see that I have the Devilman Classic Collection hardcovers, as well as Cutie Honey, also by the same mangaka as Devilman. Still haven't gotten into these, but I plan to very soon as well. And then I have Captain Harlock by Leiji Matsumoto. Rest in peace, he recently passed away, so I'm very, very happy that I was able to pick these beautiful hardcovers up, also released by 7 Seas. And then next to that, we have some Junji Ito stories, Gyo and Uzumaki. I'm not the biggest Junji Ito fan, but I did enjoy these enough to keep in my collection. We also have Akira Toriyama's Manga Theater, which I haven't read. This was a gift, and I want to read Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z at some point because I know that Akira Toriyama is a legendary mangaka, but maybe I'll start with this short story collection and see where that takes me. And then next to that, we have the first volume of Prison School, a absolutely ridiculous series. I honestly should get more volumes of this at some point. But as you can see, next to that, we have Dr. Stone, which is stacked all the way up. This is a shonen series that I really did enjoy with the anime, so I decided to pick up the entire set of it. And we only have, I believe, 2 volumes until it's complete. So once it's complete, I do plan on doing a full binge of this series. I also have the reboot spin-off down here, if you guys didn't notice that. And then next to that, we have Astra Lost in Space, which is a really good short sci-fi shonen series. And moving on down, we have Full Metal Alchemist in the Full Metal editions. This is a series that I have watched the anime for and really did enjoy it, so I decided to pick up the manga in these beautiful hardcovers. And next to that, we have a complete set of Rurouni Kenshin in the Vizbig editions, which are pretty hard to come by. So I'm very glad that I have a complete set of that. And then next to that, we have Shuna's Journey by Hayao Miyazaki, which you guys may know from his involvement with Studio Ghibli, one of the most legendary anime directors of all time, but he actually has made some manga, which I'm very glad that I'm able to have in my collection. But as you can see behind those volumes, we have a complete up-to-date set of The Gray Man. I have had this in my collection for a long time and have never read it. This is the next big series that I'm going to read once I catch up with some of the series that I'm currently reading. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And then next to it, we have Twin Star Exorcist, which is a series that I have read some of, and I absolutely love this series. I think it's really underrated, and I have a complete up-to-date set of that. And next to that, we have some volumes of Strawberry 100%. This is a shonen romance series that I'm trying to piece together a set for. I believe I'm only missing 4 volumes of this, but those 4 volumes are really expensive in the aftermarket, so wish me luck. All right, so down here on the bottom shelf, we have my Makoto Yukimura section with Planetes volumes 1 and 2 complete, as well as Vinland Saga volumes 1 through 12 in the hardcover omnibuses. They are releasing a deluxe edition, which is going to be an even more bigger, oversized 3-in-1 edition of Vinland Saga. I'm not sure if I'm going to want to pick those up because I actually haven't read Vinland Saga yet. I've watched a little bit of the anime, but not enough to really have an opinion on it. But this is a series that I'm planning to take a really headfirst dive into this year. So very happy and excited about that. I also do believe that volume 13 is out, but I don't have that one just yet. But moving on there, we have Soul Eater, the perfect editions, volumes 1 through 7. I am also behind on picking up some of the recent releases of this, but Soul Eater is a series that I've watched the anime for, really enjoyed what I've watched of it, so I decided that I want to go the manga route, and I am just going to read this series once all of the volumes are released in these hardcovers. But next to that, we have the Steins Gate complete manga in the Barnes & Noble exclusive hardcover edition, which I'm very happy I was able to get for like 50% off at a Barnes & Noble, and this is definitely a very rare and expensive volume in the aftermarket. All right, so behind those volumes, as you can see, we have a complete set of Nisekoi. I recently actually received the last volumes I needed in order to complete this set, so very glad about that. And then we have an up-to-date set of Kaguya-sama Love is War, which is one of my favorite comedy romance series of all time. And then we have some random volumes here. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0 and Bleach Volume 1 in the anniversary edition. JJK 0 I actually read recently and really enjoyed it, and I'm continuing the series on the Shonen Jump app. So I'm excited to be on the JJK hype train finally. And then Bleach I haven't read at all, but I plan to at some point in the future, so I decided to pick up this volume 1. But moving on here, we have Spy Family volumes 1 through 8. That is up to date currently, and who doesn't love Spy Family? But moving on, we have this absolutely beautiful box set for Pandora Hearts. This is released by Yen Press, and yeah, this is a absolutely beautiful set of manga. I don't have a lot of space, so it's just sitting kind of on this Blue Tempest rug, as you guys can see. If you guys did see, I believe my holiday haul, I did show this rug that my friends got me for Christmas, and it is just really awesome that I have this. But yeah, so that is where I have my Pandora Hearts box set. And then we have some more box sets here on the side. We have the Claymore Complete Series box set, as well as the Rosario Vampire Complete box set as well, with all of the volumes inside the boxes. And then here we have a Takeshi Obata art book. He is known for being the artist behind Death Note, Hikaru no Go, and some other series. And yeah, I'm very happy to have this art book in my collection because he is one of my favorite manga artists. All right, so moving on to another part of my collection. I do want to apologize if this is a little messy here. This is the part of my collection that you guys don't really get to see in any of my videos. These shelves are never on camera or anything, so I do apologize for, you know, any of the mess here. I have some boxes and like some shipping supplies for when I sell manga and stuff like that. But as you can see up here, we do have the Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind box set from Hayao Miyazaki, with the 2 volumes being really nice hardcovers. This was a recent purchase. I was able to find this used for a really good price, so you guys will be seeing this in my upcoming haul video. But for those of you watching this video, this is a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's going to be in my haul. But next up we have Genshiken in the omnibus, and then volumes 4 through 9 of the singles. This is the complete series here, and then I do have the Genshiken light novel as well. And then moving on, we have Ikigami volumes 1 through 4. Very interesting series. I've only read the first volume, so I need to read volumes 2 through 4 to decide whether or not I want to continue collecting it. But from what I've read of volume 1, I did really enjoy it. And then we have the first 2 volumes of Kakegurui, which is a gambling manga. Again, read volume 1, enjoyed it. I need to read volume 2 and then decide whether or not I want to continue the series. And then down here we do have, as you can see, Grand Blue Dreaming volumes 1 through 17 up to date, as well as the first 2 omnibuses of Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5, and then the first 3 volumes of Hell's Paradise, as well as this little one-shot Pez that was released by Dempa, which I really enjoyed. All right, so removing the volumes from the front here, we do have Land of the Lustrous volumes 1 through 11. This is one of my favorite series, but because I've already read it, I decided to just hide it away in the back here. But yeah, I absolutely love Land of the Lustrous. And then we have Not Simple by Natsume Ono here at the top, a very depressing one-shot, but I'm really curious to read and get into some more Natsume Ono works in the future. And then we have volumes 1 through 5 of Record of Ragnarok that is up to date. And then here at the bottom we have my Paru Itagaki section with all of Beastars. This did recently complete in English, and I really do love Beastars from what I've read of it, and I hope to finish the series at some point in the near future. And then we have Drip Drip, which is a one-shot from the same mangaka. But moving on to the final shelf here, as you can see, there's a lot of double stacking going on. I even have some double stacking up on the top of the shelf as well. So we'll start with all the stuff all the way in the top, and in the back we have the quintessential quintuplets first box set, and then we do have the first 2 Monogatari light novel box sets, and then we have this like Code Geass anime box set with the first 2 volumes of the manga in there. And then we have like the Suzaku spin-off up there. I would show you those, but they're very hard to reach. So yeah, I won't show them off in this video. But here at the top, we do have the complete set of After the Rain and Kowloon Generic Romance, volumes 1 and 2. And then we have Tokyo Revengers, the first 2 omnibuses of that. I need to continue reading this series so I can pick up some more of the omnibuses, as well as Blue Lock, the first 3 volumes of that, a very popular series that you guys have probably already heard of. And then we have Alice in Borderland, the first 4 omnibuses of that, and the first 2 omnibuses of Kaiji. Both of these are kind of like death game type series. And then moving on, we have Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, the deluxe edition. This is a beautiful release by 7 Seas, and I haven't read this volume 1, but I know that I will probably really enjoy it. And then we have the first Overlord light novel. As you can see, I do have some light novels, but not too much. I'm definitely more of a manga reader. But moving on, we have Blade of the Immortal in the singles all the way up to volume 26, and then I do have volume 31. So volumes 27 through 30, those are really hard to find, very expensive in the aftermarket. So because I don't know if I'll ever be able to collect those, I do have the final 2 omnibuses as well, so that way I can still have the entire series. But next to that, we have Emanon, the first 3 volumes of that, and we're going to be getting volume 4 very soon. And then I do have Seraphim and Opus, both by Satoshi Kon. But moving those volumes, as you can see here in the back, we have a lot of stacked manga, starting with Eye Shield 21, a random assortment of volumes of this series. I'm just trying to piece together a set. Hopefully I can do that, and hopefully Viz will reprint these volumes. But then up here at the top, we do have Reborn, the first 3 volumes of that series. Also a very, very hard to find series there. And then we have Siren, almost a complete set of this series. I am only missing 2 volumes. I was able to find volume 16 for a good price, so that's going to be coming at some point in the near future, but I am still trying to find volume 14. So if any of you guys find that volume out there in the wild, let me know. I would love to purchase it because I really, really do want a complete set of Siren. But up here we do have Sakamoto Days. This is up to date, volumes 1 through 6. And then To Love Ru, all of the omnibuses there, as you can see, with Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs. You know, I'm a man of culture, so, you know, I have to have some cultured series in the collection as well. Both of these I did start reading and enjoyed the first couple volumes of, so I definitely need to read some more of those. But moving on, we have my little Attack on Titan section with the No Regrets hardcover. This is a prequel story about Levi. You know, it's all right, not the best, but I just kind of have it because I really do love Attack on Titan. And then we have the first omnibus in the hardcover Kinokuniya exclusive version, and then I do have some more of the regular omnibuses here, which I believe I'm maybe like 1 or 2 behind on picking these up, but I am planning to complete my set of Attack on Titan in this edition. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, anime of all time. Definitely a series that got me into anime and manga, and I have a lot to owe to it, so very happy to have Attack on Titan. And then next to that we have Witch Hat Atelier, volumes 1 through 10. This is up to date as well. And moving those volumes, as you can see, we have some more double stacking with World Trigger volumes 1 through 14 and then volume 23. This is a series that I haven't read yet, but I am wanting to read very soon. I've just been picking up the volumes when I see them for, you know, super cheap or anything like that at used bookstores. So I have been piecing together this set for quite a while. And then we have Seraph of the End, volumes 1 through 5 on top of that. And then we have Yakutate Japan. This is a cooking manga, volumes 1 through 7. And then Freyrin Beyond Journey's End, volume 1 through 7 as well. We have a random assortment of Magi volumes, another series that I've just been collecting here and there. I do really want to read Magi, but a lot of those volumes are kind of hard to find at the moment. And then we have my Satoshi Mizukami section with World End Solte, Spirit Circle, and then Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. I really do enjoy Spirit Circle, and I am planning on reading Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer this year. But on top of that, we do have I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, the complete manga collection, a beautiful one-shot story that I read recently, and then Colorless volume 1. Did enjoy that first volume, so I hope to pick up some more in the near future. And then moving on down here, we do have Parasite, the full color collection. I did sell my old copies of Parasite because I do want to collect the series in this hardcover full color format. And yeah, Parasite is a classic series that I really do enjoy. And then moving on, we have No Longer Human, the complete edition. Still haven't gotten to read this one yet. I've just been kind of waiting for the right time because I do know that this is a very dark and twisted story. But next to that, we have To Your Eternity, the first 2 volumes of that, and then My Dress Up Darling. Honestly, one of my favorite rom-coms that is currently releasing. And then next to that, we have Made in Abyss, volumes 1 through 10, up to date. Very twisted and dark story, not for the faint of heart. But moving on, we have Golden Kamui, volumes 1 through 8, then Neon Genesis Evangelion, the first volume of that, and the first hardcover of Tower of God, which is my favorite manhwa. All right, so after removing those volumes, as you can see, yet another super stacked shelf here in the back with the entire set of Hikaru no Go, volumes 1 through 23. And then we have some random volumes of Black Clover, which I have not read yet. I am planning on reading this series probably after I finish JJK. And so even though I've thought of selling these volumes because I'm planning to read it on the app, I decided to keep them just in case I really end up enjoying Black Clover. So do have those. And then we do have Dan Da Dan volumes 1 and 2. One of my favorite ongoing series right now. Very happy to have that. And then we have some more random volumes. Helk volume 1, Case Closed volume 1, and Durarara volumes 1 through 4. And then next up here we do have Kaiju number 8 volumes 1 through 5. Really awesome action shonen series. I did do a first impressions video of this as well, so definitely check it out if you haven't. But next to that we have XXX Holic volumes 1 through 3 and The Heroic Legend of Arslan volumes 1 through 3. And then up here we have the first volume of The Darling in the Franxx Omnibus, as well as the first Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service Omnibus. Then we have the first omnibus for Blue Giant and the first volume of Young, Alive, in Love, released by Starfruit Books, and they did send me this one. So very happy about that. But moving on down, we do have my Berserk shelf. As you can see, I have the first 12 deluxe editions of Berserk. We do have volume 13 of the deluxe editions coming out very soon, so I am going to be able to add that one to the shelf, and that will be the final deluxe edition of Berserk for quite a while, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll fit nicely right here. And then we do have Gigantomaxia, the one-shot volume, also by Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk, so I had to put that next to Berserk. And then we're down to the final shelf of the collection. Right here we have some more oversized volumes. So we do have the Blom Master Edition. Still haven't gotten into the series, but I hope to very soon. Was able to pick this one up for a deal. But down here we do have the first volume of Otherworld Barbara in the hardcover, as well as Heaven's Door, which is a really interesting manga release. Then we have A Silent Voice in the complete collector's editions. Very beautiful release from Kodansha. And next to that we do have the High School of the Dead full color editions, volumes 1 and 2. For the most part, that does it for all of the manga. The rest of this is going to be either magazines or art books, but I will show these. So first off, we have this issue of Weekly Young Jump with Oshinoko and Kaguya on the cover. Very happy to have this, as I really do love both series, and both are from the same mangaka as well, if you didn't know. And then we have some issues of Weekly Shonen Jump. So we have this one. This is the first one that I had picked up when I went to Kinokuniya for the first time. This has Yozakura family on the cover. And then the next one I have has Sakamoto Days on the cover. Really cool cover there. And then we have the most recent Shonen Jump magazine that I added to my collection, which is this amazing ensemble cast cover with a lot of the series that I really do enjoy and love, as well as, you know, my boy Gon is on the cover. Like, I was just very happy about that as well. So yeah, moving on, we do have this Jump Square magazine with Twin Star Exorcist on the cover, which is really sick. We do have this Zelda manga. This actually is a volume of manga here, a adaptation of A Link to the Past, and this is by Shotaro Ishinomori, who is a very legendary manga creator. And as you can see here, very classic style. But next up, we do actually have some art books. So we have the Haruko Ichikawa art book. This is the mangaka for Land of the Lustrous, and she is one of my favorite manga artists of all time. So had to pick this art book up, as well as the two Shigenori Soejima art books. This is the character artist for the Persona series, so I just had to pick these up. These are actually really amazing art books, so highly recommend if you're a fan of Persona. Next to that, we do have some Dungeons and Dragons books. If you guys didn't know, I am a big fan of playing D&D, and so next to the D&D books, we do have The Art of Fire Emblem Awakening, which is one of my favorite video games of all time. So I just had to have this amazing, beautiful art book in my collection, as well as the Zelda Breath of the Wild Creating a Champion book, which is pretty much a art book as well. Again, another one of my favorite video games of all time. And all right, that does it for my manga collection video. What did you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. I had a lot of fun going through my collection and showing you guys everything that I have. And at some point in the future, I do want to do a live stream where I react to your guys' collection. So if you guys would like to see that, then also please let me know down in the comments. But with that, I want to thank you guys yet again for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.